Saw Wonder Woman, and I thought this would be a nice time to start my first video ever. Let me smoke a cigarette just to get through this. This is K. I've got some cues for Wonder Woman. First things first, let's just start with a rating of the film. It's doo-doo. It looks visually appealing. I like seeing superhero films where heroes are saving people. That was really good. I didn't mind that. She's got this weird slide across the floor kick move, which they keep using. Stop it, please, in the next one, if there is a next one. I just can't keep seeing it. I find it annoying. Besides that, the heroics of it, and Gal Gadot looking fine as ever. Visually, it's okay. The color palette's good. Everyone acting in it, I can feel like they're really trying. Besides the president, who is terrible. Terrible acting. Terrible. Get rid of him. Everyone else, even minor characters, they gave it some feeling. People cared about this, you can tell. But the one group of people who didn't care about this was the writers, because this makes no sense. So, let's get to the questions. Diana, let's start with you. Diana, did you never care at all about the guy's life that Steve had taken over? It seemed like you had no qualms at all with this poor random guy losing his life. You didn't try and figure out about his family. Does he have kids? Does he have a wife? Does he have friends? You and Steve just took this man's life to the point where you didn't even see the man. All you saw was Steve. That seems like a bit of a psychological disorder. I don't understand how you make it out like it's a love story and it's all great. But this guy gets possessed by a ghost. Like, this is a horror story, really. It's a horror story. You know, at least if Steve possessed him and the guy could still like feel things, you know, hey, at least he got to have sex with her. But I don't think he got that. He didn't get anything. He just stopped existing. How did the wish thing choose him? I don't know. Why it chose him? I don't know. But pissed to be that guy, innit? But Diana, it seems you don't care about him. I just want to know if that's the truth. Secondly, your lasso, how long is it? Because sometimes it's rope length. But then sometimes you're falling through the sky and you're launching this shit at planes and it's attaching. Is it like Mr. Fantastic? Does it not care about the reality and physics of the universe of which the rope seems to be in? Because I can get it lights up when it's wrapped around someone and it tells the truth. What I don't get is its unlimited length and its ability to lasso lightning. Is it a magic rope or is it like a Green Lantern ring but a rope? That's what I really want to know. Because it's not just a damn rope that makes people tell the truth or give people visions of things. It's something else, right? This is Sauron's one ring in rope form that was made by the Guardians of the Galaxy. That's what it feels like to me. The rope's stupid. Nextly? Is that a word? No, Nextly's not a word. I know Steve's great, Diana. Steve's a fantastic guy. Look at him. He's a handsome gent. Why are you so incredibly obsessed with this man? Is his dick that good? Is it like World War II ended in 1945? This film is set in 1984. That is 39 years. Sorry about that, my math's a bit poor. So 39 years. You're still on this man. You ain't never touched another man. You never thought about another man. You don't even have friends. You don't have a life. You got a little death shrine to him. What did he do? You didn't know him that long. You knew him. Yeah, you loved him. People love people. But you didn't know him that long. Like, you didn't know him that long. There are people who have marriages. There's people whose significant others have died. And they've moved on in less time than you've moved on. And you're telling me the way you look for 39 years, all the penis thrown at you, you never, no, nothing, never. Even he had to say there's a lot of great guys out there. Because it didn't even make sense to him why you were so on his nuts. Like, this seemed to be some kind of mental issue. It's going to keep coming up, Diana, because I think you're mentally, there's something wrong with you. You need help. And I think these questions will help you. They really will. How come, when it comes to bullets, you're normally bulletproof? I get it. Okay. I can buy it. I'm not going to ask for the scientifics and that. I'm not a nitpicky bastard. But how come, when you're weaker, bullets do hurt you, but it seems they do not impale your skin, you just get splashed a bit of red paint on you? Like, she gets shot multiple times in this film where there's blood. So the bullet has caused bleeding, I'm led to believe. But on the same time, I don't see a bullet lodge into her. I don't see it come out of her back. I don't see it come out of her arm. It always seems to be around her neck and her shoulder. It's just a splash. It looks like you got sliced with like a thinnest of knives. But these wounds are supposed to come from bullets, while simultaneously not being bullet wounds. I don't get it. Why would the woman who is your ancient savior who protected Amazons from men, I don't know how that makes sense, why would her armor have wings? What society would think a suit of armor? Nah, let's not have shields. Let's put wings on the back. Not even for flight, but as shielding somehow. And more importantly, if you got this woman's armor, Batman vs Superman, you weren't wearing it. Justice League, you weren't wearing it. It looks more protective than what you're wearing normally, which is half of nothing. I'm not complaining. You could wear a little less. But the armor, I just don't think is practical at all. And it comes out of nowhere. Also, I'm thinking, do I have any other questions for you? No, you look fine everywhere all the time. It doesn't make much sense to me, but I can't complain about it because, you know, the male gaze, I'm a male, I have that gaze. So that's good for you. On to your friend, I don't remember your name. Woman who can't act, who was in Ghostbusters. You acted better now in this one, but I still got questions for you. You try and make it seem as if you're so hard done by, but in the whole film, you never seem hard done by. Like, life is never that bad to you. Okay, people think you're weird. Alright. Okay, you're not that popular. Okay. Why does this suddenly become an obsession for your entire being? Why would you wish to be the number one apex predator? Think about that. There are 7-something billion human beings on Earth. Who in their right mind would wish to be the number one apex predator? How would that even cross your mind? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Now, onto the guy. I'm starting to see a theme in these woman empowerment movies. Vagina power monologues, I call them. Where men seem to get disproportionately physically abused by women. Okay? I get it. The guy came onto you mad strong. It was bad. Who knows what could have happened? But do you think murdering him was an equal and innocent response? I like the way even the tramp guy's like, what the hell is wrong with you? Because something's wrong with you. You kicked him. You threw him into a truck. Great. Vengeance. You then kick him a couple more times, and I'm thinking if homeless man wasn't there, you would have killed him. We need to stop doing this in films. Like, let's relax. Now, you want to defend Maxwell Lord. Is you feeling secure in yourself worth the world? Now, I know how they try and spin it. Like, oh, if you make the wish, it takes away something from you, blah, blah, blah. Okay, everyone else seems to still be who they are. They're just, the wish has done something, but they're still who they are. Ghostbuster Lady's personality completely goes out the window, and she becomes some cheater demon woman who's, like, what she wants to do makes no sense. Like, cheetah woman, what was your end goal? You're okay, you become the apex predator. Then your goal is to make sure Wonder Woman doesn't stop him from destroying the world. So while the world continues temporarily, you're still a cheetah woman, which somehow benefits your life, which it doesn't. It doesn't make your career better. It won't make you popular. It won't make men want you. It won't help you in any facet of life. If it was the Jurassic period, cool. But in 1984, being a cheetah woman does not come with the advantages of not being a cheetah woman in America. If you're in South America or Africa, cool, you could get these people to pray to you as a god. But in America, I don't get the benefit of this. Please tell me. They really try hard to make you look incredibly unattractive in the beginning because your hair is messy and you wear glasses. Ladies, please, do you really think you're unattractive? Like, I'm not saying you're a 10, but you just wore glasses and messy hair. Alright, you didn't have the bunda, you didn't have the curves, you didn't have the giant titties. You were not unattractive. You know, I like the way this film made it out like you made the wish and then you became fine. No, you didn't. You just put on heels, a nice dress, and took your glasses off. You didn't even change your hair that much. You're not ugly. Like, if we're going to make women who are ugly, let's make them ugly. Let's stop doing this Halle Berry nonsense where we just get women who are alright and put glasses on them and make their hair messy and make them dress a bit funny and think, oh, golly gee, I'm not nice. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I find it very hard to buy. On to Steve. Steve, I love you, Steve. Steve, how did you feel carrying the sense of this film on your back? Because even Steve knew, hey, I gotta die so that, you know, the world can live. This woman's gassed. So Steve, your humility, I praise you for it. I want to know where it came from. Also, you seem very much amazed at everything you see, which makes sense. It's been 40 years since your death. But you don't seem to be that interested in your life. Like, what happened to your family, your friends, history from then till now. You just kind of walk around like a kid at everything. Wow, wow, look, we went to the moon. Wow, oh, escalators. Wow, that's a train. Wow. After a while, it got old, Steve. It got old. But besides that, I don't have any other questions for you. You did your thing. How do you still know how to fly a plane? I'm not a pilot. I don't have piloting skills. But I think planes are not like cars. I think if you drove a car in 1940, you can come and get put in a Lambo and you'd figure out how to make it go. I don't think planes and flying vehicles are that compatible throughout time. Because you got in that jet, you flew real quick, Steve. I find it hard to believe. Also, did you have no questions for Diana on how she can magically make a jet invisible? And more importantly, back to Diana. Diana, I missed you. I got some more questions. What other magic can you do? You can make things invisible. You did it to a cup. You've done it to a jet. What else can you make invisible? And what else can you do besides making things invisible? Can you shoot lightning? Can you breathe fire? Can you grant wishes? Who knows? We'll find out next time what else you can do. And also, how come flying was so easy for you to figure out? You figured out how to fly real quick. You figured out how to make a jet invisible real quick. And I don't blame you. I blame DC for this because they did this with Superman as well. He just jumped a few times and next thing he's flying. You just, I don't know what you did. You threw your rope into the sky. Somehow that launched you into the air. Then you're just flying. You're just flying now. Now, I can't fly. Alright? I don't have wings. But, let's say I had the superpower to fly. I believe it would take more than one attempt. You know, I have legs. I have 2 of them. I didn't walk the first time I tried. I can ride a bike. I didn't ride a bike the first time I got on a bike. I learned how to ride a bike because my dad pushed me down the hill at Ali Pali, said he was on the back of me. He wasn't. Then I hit into a bench and I believe got a concussion. That's how I learned how to ride a bike. Flight seems like something that shouldn't be incredibly easy and quick to do. But for some reason, it is. I don't understand it. I don't. I really don't. But good for you. It's a great accomplishment, flight. I can only imagine. Well, it's not really that great of an accomplishment because it seems like you probably never tried before in your centuries of life because this was when you were depowered and you pulled it off quite easily. Now, Max. Mr. Lord, you, sir, are the glue of feces that holds this sinking ship together. What is wrong with you? Okay, I get it. You're a con man, right? You're a con man. You discovered there's a stone that grants wishes. Great. I'm on board, Max. I'm following the logic. The plan's to get the stone, wish there was oil in your oil fields, make money. Great. Fantastic. But wait. That wasn't your plan, Max. Your plan was, okay, I'm broke. There's a magic stone that grants wishes. I'm gonna take the stone, wish that I was the stone, then use other people's wishes and attach my desires as a payment for their wish. That makes no sense at all. No sense at all. Firstly, Max, how do you know that's how this works? Who are you? Are you the magical stone expert? How do you know that? How did you know from that wish you wouldn't just turn into the stone, first of all? Because you didn't say, I wish I had the power of the stone. You said you wish you were the stone. I expected you to just turn into crystal right there. But for some reason, hell, it works out. It works out. Not only does it work out, you know how this works. For some reason, you don't know that doing this will slowly kill your body, but you knew that how to make the rules of the magical stone work. Great. You then wish, through reverse engineering, to have your oil fields work. Great. I'm with you. You wish you had more employees. Great, Max. I'm with you. You wish your investor gets taken care of. I'm not with you there, Max. You conned that man out of money. He had a right to call you a loser. You could have just paid him back and it's gone your own way. But whatever. Cool. So now we're rich, Max. We got oil fields all over America with money. We got employees. Your company that's a joke is now real. This is where the movie should have ended. But you decided, I guess being a billionaire was not enough. Why, Max? Why did you go to the Middle East to find the king of crude to get all of his oil? Why, when you couldn't get all his oil, you just took all his security forces? And then suddenly this wall shows up. You destabilize the whole region of the Arabic world for nothing but some security. I repeat, at this point you're a billionaire. You're good. But you keep going. You start granting wishes to everyone like you're some kind of crackhead. Like you have to do this to get something. I don't know what you want. You wanted more. You always wanted more. What more? You wanted the world? Why? Why? What were you going to do with it? To the point where you think giving everyone in the world a wish would make sense. It wouldn't make sense, Max. There's 7 billion people in the world. Some of them are as crazy as you are. They're going to wish all sorts of things. Someone would wish that the world ended. 1 or 2 people would have wished that. People would have wished pigs fly. People would have wished angels were real. People would have wished God walked amongst us on earth. It would have ended the world instantly. Anyone would know this. You should have known this. Did you get high off the rock? Did you sniff the wishes? Did it get to your mind? Because, okay, when your eye was a bit bloodshot, great. Okay. When you're bleeding out of your ear, nothing, no concern, bleeding out your nose. Obviously it was a concern because at a point you realize you're killing yourself and you say you're going to use your reverse engineered wishes to replace your organs as you die from this wish giving. Why at no point did you think you should stop? At no point ever did you think, maybe this is a bit too far. Maybe I'm a bit, Also, how did you know this signal, radio signal thing would touch everyone? Now, I'm not, a wish contract expert. Obviously, your expertise in how the wishes and the stone works is far beyond any other human being. But how would you know from researching an ancient stone that sending radio signals from satellites would count as touching people? How would you know that? Why would you even comprehend that? Just because he used the word touch, the president, that means that you thought, oh, he said it touches people, so it must literally touch them. Max, I find things touching, but it don't make sense. It doesn't make sense as in physically. What? I find the way Gal Gadot looks touching. Is she touching me? Am I touching her? I wish you were here so I could wish that, but you're not here, and that's not how that works. It just doesn't make sense. The motivations of this character is the thing that really, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Now to the directors and the writers, if you made it clear that this thing was taking over his mind, that he was not himself anymore, I'd get it. But you don't. You make it out like he's a normal person, but he just wants everything for some reason. Even though he had a very specific goal in the beginning, which he accomplished at the beginning, but he wants everything. It don't make sense. And then at the end, let's go back to you, Max. At the end, you're thinking about your son and how your son's not safe. Bro, you're destroying the world around him. Why would you think he's going to be safe? Why do you think you're going to be safe? How do you think, in any way, this empire wasn't going to end in the destruction of the world? What was going to be the thing, Max? What was going to happen? It's ridiculous. Maxwell Lord's whole character in this film is ridiculous, and the worst part of it, it's just ridiculous. He's a joke, and it was just watching to see how ridiculous this character was gonna go. Now, on to the nature of these wishes in general. So you can wish for anything, and you get it. But like the monkey paw, it takes something away. So first of all, we don't know what it will take away. And secondly, it will grant your wish automatically. Now, this is a bit of a weird one because it seems that this wish giving thing has the ability to completely distort and change reality instantly. Without bounds. No limitations. But it seems to also be interpreted by God knows what. Because King Oil Guy said he wanted his own empire. The wish angels interpreted this as put up a giant wall around some part of Egypt or wherever it was. Some guy wanted a wish for a farm. He just got some cows in the middle of a field. I don't see how that counts as a farm. I don't understand why an old man would wish for a farm, but that's how that gets interpreted. She wanted to be apex predator. For some reason, it decided to turn her into a cheetah creature. Also, for some reason, she started to wear leopard print and things as she became evil. You know, she wished for Steve back. But here, this is why it's crazy. Diana wished for Steve back. But Steve comes back as a ghost possessing some random man. That's not Steve. The president wished for more nukes. He got actual nukes. She wished to be an apex predator. She became an apex predator. My guy wished for oil. He got actual oil. But when Diana wishes for Steve, she doesn't literally get Steve. So how the hell does this work? It's inconsistent throughout the whole thing. And also, if the wishes get granted instantly, okay, hell, I can even buy that. I'll play along with the movie. You make the rules. How does time work? Because time does not work linearly in this film. No, it doesn't. This is why. The president wishes for more nukes. I don't know why the president of the United States, when some guy asks him what do you wish for, wouldn't say peace or happiness or anything, but would say, I wish I had more nukes nearer to Russia. Weird wish, but okay, you got it. How does that happen to there are riots and protests in the street outside the White House about no nukes within hours of this? Within hours. It's the same day. From Trevor and them going to the White House, fighting Cheetah Woman, Max meeting the president wishing for nukes, to Wonder Woman and Steve leaving. That can't have been more than 3 hours. But in that time, there's civil unrest and a protest movement about these nukes that only now just suddenly appeared. Not only did they now just suddenly appear, they suddenly appear, newspapers have suddenly already reported on it, Russia's aware of them, and enough information is out there to stir up civil unrest in 3 hours. So does this wish-giving thing also some kind of time machine? Because time, it's not flowing normally. Things are sped up. The reactions to things is crazy. From the time Max oil company gets the oil to suddenly there's queues of people outside his building and it's very quick. Like even when he wished for more employees, 2-3 people just randomly wander into the room saying, hey, I need a job. And he hires them. Okay, but what was their process in life before coming into that room? Because before he made that wish, they would already have to be in the building. Like his office and that is at the top floor. So they would already have to be in that building. Already on their route way to where he is. Why? I got with the first guy. They said, oh, am I lost? I'm looking for a job somewhere else. Okay, he's an idiot. The second guy, same. It's madness. How did he even afford... Max, back to you, Max. How did you even afford this big ass building where you got no money? You got no money. You got Raquel, one assistant, another girl. No one cares about her life because no one asks her to do anything. She's just getting paid for just to be there. But you got a bunch of rooms and floors with nothing in it. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's a weird film. It's just, you could have made it good. It could have just been, I don't know. It's just him having wish giving abilities, of which he would reverse engineer on the backside something he wants. As a main villain is stupid. I don't understand how no one can't see how stupid it is. And more importantly, the guy who was talking to Cheetah Woman in the park, like, I can get it. Some men are disgusting, right? Some men are bastards. Some men are rapists. Some men murder people. If you're gonna put that in the film, you have to at least make it make sense. Because he went from 0 to 100 on this girl real quick for no reason. No reason at all. And if he's still drinking and he's doing it again like 2 days later, I don't get it. And how did Wonder Woman know that was happening? Back to you, Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot. Gadot or Gadot? I don't know. How do you know where things are happening? You know, Batman, you know, he's got police scanners. Superman, he's got supervision, super hearing. You know, Lois Lane can fart on the other side of the world. He would have a chuckle about it. You, I don't know how you know these things. You're at the mall when they're trying to steal stuff. I don't know. You're at the park when she's getting attacked. I don't know. You're everywhere where something's happening to someone and I don't know why you're there. I don't know how you know to be there, but you're there. I wish it was explained. It just annoyed me. It really annoyed me. I'm trying to think, but yeah, the writers. We got to talk to you. This was piss poor, gentlemen. The first Wonder Woman film wasn't great. No. It was just great in comparison to all the other garbage you've made at DC. It was an alright film. If it was in Marvel, it would have been the worst Marvel film. But because it was DC, it's the best one. I still think it's the best one. Aquaman's number 2, but it's like being the best in League 2. Or does that mean you're good overall? No, not really. You're just good in a group of crap. Why did you not just write it well? No characters are developed in any way that makes sense. Besides Steve. As with the first Wonder Woman, Steve is just a grounded, normal seeming human being. He's Wonder, every way he acts, every way he feels makes sense. Everyone else, it doesn't. And that's why I like Steve, because Steve makes the films bearable. But I also don't like Steve, because Steve highlights how weird and messed up every other human being is in this film. Max's progression to oil to take over the world, it was too quick and it made no sense. At no point did he even savor what he was getting. It was like, oh, I want oil in my dead oil fields. Got it. Instantly he's onto, I want oil in Arabia. I want oil all over the world. I want the power of the president. I want the entire world. That seems like something that would take time to build to. Because it's madness. It seems he went from the first wish to I'm taking over the world in about 4 days. It was a consistent onto the next one of madness. It was too ridiculous. Cheetah Woman. I gotta say, Ghostbuster Woman. You're looking fine in this. I'm gonna say this is the nicest I've seen you look. The body, waist a bit snatched. Looking good. As a character, nonsense. Just nonsense. Because even when you were trying to say you were odd and people didn't like you, you still seemed warm. You still seemed open. Diana liked you. You know, no one in the film treated this woman like crap. No one. She said she wasn't popular. You didn't see her unpopular. She said she was insecure, but you didn't see anyone attack her insecurities or expose them with words or actions. Her life seemed cushy at the beginning, so her descent into Cheetah Woman madness made no sense at all. Poor Maxwell Lord's son, he's looking around like he doesn't know what the hell's going on, because he knows what he's in doesn't make no goddamn sense. He's there thinking, what, my dad's lost his mind? What's happening? Everyone's crazy. The writing is so poor that a fictional child you put in this universe is confused by your disturbed and terrible writing. Diana's obsession with Steve don't make sense. 39 years is a long time to get over a guy that you only knew for maybe a couple months. Alright, he took the virginity in it. Okay, I can see how that can lead to some kind of blood tie bond forever, whatever, right? But it don't make sense. I won't even say devotion, her weird obsession with him. And the fact that you writ Steve to be so realistic that he has to highlight what is wrong with you, it makes it even more ridiculous. Like, if you made Steve as stupidly devoted to her as she was to him, then I could believe it. It would be terrible writing, but it would be equal terrible writing. You can't write one character completely illogical and nonsensical and have the opposing character, not an opposing, but complementary character having all the sense and realism in the world. It just highlights how stupid she is in this film. It's ridiculous. Overall, though, it was good to watch because, HBO, you've had this really on lockdown. The writers, you're a joke. Gal Gadot, you're fine. Ghostbuster Woman, a solid 6 to a 7 when you put in work. Steve, you're gorgeous as always. Poor man that Steve possessed. Not an ugly chap either. Maxwell Lord, you're a joke. And the guy who acts as Maxwell Lord, I don't know your name. It's Palola, Papa, it's something. You're in The Mandalorian as well, yeah? I just don't think you can act right now, bro. I don't know if you've just been given bad roles, but I don't want to see you in anything again. And if I do, I'm going to assume you're going to be bad. This was an L for you, right? This was an L for you. This was a W for Gal Gadot, because Gal Gadot, besides the Wonder Woman films, I don't know what else you did with your life. I think you were in Fast and Furious, one of them. So W for you. Ghostbuster Lady, Ghostbusters was terrible. This was a W for you as well, because, you had some scenes where you looked fine. You showed more of an acting range. So I don't blame you. I blame for how they writ your character. Because when you're all bubbly and happy, I bought it. When you seem to be pissed for some reason, I bought it. It didn't make sense why you were pissed. But your expression, it worked. When you turned into Cheetah Woman, it was a hot mess. I've realized now with DC, when you don't have a CG budget or you want to cut corners, you make things just dark so it's hard to see anything. Stop doing that. Stop. It's just silly and it doesn't look good. I thought we all learned this from Black Panther. When you make things in blackness, it's not good. Game of Thrones, blackness, it's not good because you can't see anything. People want to see things when they watch films. Crazy, but that's how it is. I'm trying to think what else I can add to it. Visually appealing, color scheme was great. It wasn't like lit incredibly, but it had that comic feel, like the first Avengers film where it's like bright, vibrant colors. The whole 1980s vibe, it didn't come into the film that much. Part of me wonders why it was set in 1984. Alright, we got to see Ghostbuster Woman in some spandex. Looking good. Besides that, I don't get why it had to be 1984. There was a dressing scene with Steve. That was cool. That was funny. But that could have been in 2000. That could have been in 1970, 60s. It could have been in any next generation after he died. So I don't know if the 1984 was just a gimmick. It's weird. It just didn't feel like it needed to be. So yeah, there's that. And yeah, as I said, this film's doo-doo. The writers, you're terrible. DC, fire them all. Fire them all. Mandalorian, you didn't act well. Ghostbuster Woman, she sold it, innit? It didn't make sense, but she still sold it. You didn't make sense, and you didn't sell it. It just all was just a hot mess. Every time you were on the screen, I wanted to either laugh or just want you to go away. Just a terrible portrayal of a villain in a film. And at no point were you threatening or intimidating or like intelligent. You were just a clown throughout the whole thing. You were the loser bum that the investor said you were at the beginning, and you were that same loser bum throughout the whole thing. The only thing is you were a loser bum who was more detached from reality and whose body was eating itself. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. I wish I was in the writing room when you lot came up with this plan and just gone, why wouldn't he just wish for the oil fields and then stop making wishes? If we can't explain that, let's explain why he doesn't do that. That's it. That's the only thing you had to do. That's the one question, if you answered, writers, that could have made this film less of a joke than it is. It would still be a bit of a joke with her magical whip and the silliness, but it wouldn't have been like a sad joke. But it is a sad joke. So, there's that. This has been good. I didn't write none of this down, and I've been talking for 41... Why am I counting the seconds as it's clocking? 41 minutes going on 42 minutes. Anywho, this is Kay. I brought some cues. This is my rambles about Wonder Woman. Till next time. I don't know when this will be next time, but whatever. See you later, and have a good life, and wonder at some women and the things they do, and wonder at writers and how crap they can be. Peace.